Hello dear students, I am Raman Arora from ASA International. My dear students, we are dealing with economics of class 11th. And we are doing a chapter introduction of microeconomics. We were doing the topic production possibility curve. We have completed many of the concepts of it. We have even done the opportunity cost, and today our topic is marginal opportunity cost. Okay, dear students, for the sake of definition, we can say that it refers to the rate at which number of times a producer or number of goods, number of unit of a good, a producer has to sacrifice for producing with the rate at which number of unit of good y a producer has to sacrifice for producing an additional unit of good x. Yes, the definition looks quite complicated, but if we'll make in parts, it becomes very easy. First of all, it is the rate. Rate means it is the ratio. It is the rate at which number of good y, number of units of good y, number of units of good y, a producer has to sacrifice for producing an additional unit of good x. As I discussed you, that PPC is formed on the basis that the resources are fully and efficiently utilized. Therefore, if you want to produce more of x, we have discussed we have to sacrifice some unit of good y. So this will tell you, MOC will tell you, so to produce, if you want to produce more of an additional unit of good x, then what will be the number of unit of good y is to be sacrificed. Marginal opportunity cost can be calculated as change in gain upon change in loss. That is change in loss of output divided by the change in gain of output. Is it clear? If you wish, you can use that schedule of production possibility curve. If you remember, we have the schedule of production possibility curve. That is the production possibilities A, B, C, D, E. We have wheat. Now suppose wheat is wheat and rice. So suppose this is wheat and rice. Yes. If you remember, the schedule was like 100 unit of wheat and 0 unit of rice. Now when we increase the unit of rice, it was 10, 20, 30 and 40. And if you remember, here we used to decrease it. 10 we have decreased, now we have decreased 20, we have decreased 30, and now we have decreased 40. This was the schedule. Now today our work is to calculate the marginal opportunity cost. As we have discussed, the formula for calculating marginal opportunity cost is change in loss of output upon change in gain of output. So first of all, we need to decide which good is being sacrificed. So for producing rice, we are sacrificing wheat. So it means that loss is first we cannot calculate. Why? Because there is no change. But when we move from this to this, we have sacrificed 10 units. To produce 10 units of rice, it means marginal opportunity cost is 1. Here we have sacrificed 20 units of wheat to produce again 10 units of rice. It means this is 12. Again when we move this, we have sacrificed 30 units of wheat for producing 10 units of rice, and it is 3. Again we have sacrificed 40 units of wheat to produce 10 units of rice, that is 4. So marginal opportunity cost we have calculated at each level of production possibilities, and it is coming 1, 2, 3, 4. This also have a very good significance which we will discuss later on. But right now please understand, marginal opportunity cost means this rate at which to produce an additional unit of good X, how much we are sacrificing of good Y. Now my dear, for the sake of simplicity, if you can write like this 1:1, please don't do it in your notebook, just I am telling you to explain it better way. 2:1, 3:1 and 4:1. Now my dear, if it is 1:1, then what it is suggesting you? It is suggesting you that to produce additional unit of X, you have to sacrifice the same unit of Y. But at this point, to produce an additional unit of X, you have to sacrifice 2 unit of Y. Then to produce an additional unit of X, you have to sacrifice 3 unit of Y. So MOC tells every time to produce an additional unit of X, how many unit of good Y you have to sacrifice. And in microeconomics, please remember, this marginal means additional. Wherever it will come, please remember this point. When we talk about marginal, we are talking about the additional part. So this is the complete concept about the marginal opportunity cost. We are left only with the diagram. So just I'm giving you around 5 to 10 seconds to see the board clearly and copy it down. And within 5 to 10 seconds, I'll be coming again with the diagram. Okay, so let's move for the diagram part. For making the diagram and with the help of diagram, we want to show marginal opportunity cost. Suppose this is 10, 20, 30, 40. I told you whatever is gaining will be considered at x-axis, and whatever we are losing, that will be there on y-axis, and the scale should remain very similar. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. That is 10, 20, 30, 40. Now, if you remember, we made 2 points, 100, 0 and this, this, and this was our diagram. Fine. So, if you want to show marginal opportunity cost with the help of this, you can say that the next was 90, 10, only this, and the next was 70, 20. So what we want to say is, we say this is the part which we lose, change in Y, and this is the part which we gain, that is change in X. Consider rise as good X and wheat as good Y. So this part will be considered as change in Y, loss in Y, and this part is considered change in X. So whenever somebody asks you about the marginal opportunity cost, you can even write the formula delta Y upon delta X. Please make it a point. For calculating marginal opportunity cost, we can write down it is the ratio of change in Y, that is change in loss, upon change in X. And last but not the least, mathematically, marginal opportunity cost is called the slope of production possibility curve. This slope term will be in use for a very long period of time. Please don't take it like that. Slope means it will let you know that what is the ratio of fall of Y for increasing some of an additional unit of X. That's what we made the definition. This is the mathematical concept, and this concept we have used for the definition, that every time when we produce an additional unit of X, some unit of Y is sacrificed. So whenever you will look to the marginal opportunity cost, you will get that answer. In the exam, someone can ask you this concept by the name of marginal rate of transformation. Fine, dear students. So for the sake of revision, first of all, MOC is the rate at which to produce an additional unit of X, some unit of good Y is to be sacrificed. Then we have made the schedule, we have written the formula, we have even calculated marginal opportunity cost at each point of production, and then at the last we have discussed it on the basis of diagram. I hope the things are good. Thank you. Have a nice day. If you have any queries, please do ask me anytime. Thank you, class.